Welcome to the top 10 movies of 2025. We're going to go through top 10 best and top 10 worst. This is kind of in place of the Oscars since that's happening today. That's why I dressed up. That's why I got, So actually the Oscars are happening right now. Been going on for the last half hour, but I don't care. So we're going to do this instead. Now, this is disclaimer, fully my opinion. I understand my opinions are weird sometimes, and that's okay, because they're mine. I often don't agree with what the Oscars choose. I'm like, the last couple of years anyway. This year, I'm hopeful because I really loved quite a few of the nominations, and mainly Best Picture, kind of what I care about. But like the last couple of years, now please don't click away from this video. I did not like Oppenheimer. I know that's very, very unpopular opinion, but it was boring. I was so excited for it. I did the whole Barbenheimer. I watched Barbie. It was fun. It was funny. It was great. And then I watched Oppenheimer right after, and it was 3 hours of political hearings about his communist affiliation. Like, that's not what I signed up for. I'm like, okay, Oppenheimer, the guy who invented the atomic bomb. This is gonna be intense, and it's gonna be about the bomb and about the tons of people that killed, and that some heavy stuff. And like there was a little bit of that, obviously he made the bomb in it, but I'd say it was mostly about the political hearings. Like I did not care at all about those. So there was that. I also hated Poor Things. Oh, and that won a bunch of Oscars too. I thought Poor Things was a well done film, and so was Oppenheimer. Actually, they were well done. Poor Things was just gross. It was all right. Okay, so this is spoiler alerts for Poor Things. If you plan on watching that, skip ahead like 30 seconds. Yeah, that should cover it. Hopefully I'll time this exactly 30 seconds. Okay, skip. We learned that, Emma Stone was a pregnant lady who jumped off a bridge. Willem Dafoe finds her, finds that the fetus's brain is still intact, but hers is not, so he puts the fetus brain into Emma Stone's body. Okay, that's great. That's found out later in the movie if you hadn't seen it, but then we're like, all right, Emma Stone is a baby and she's learning about the world around her. What a fun concept. What a neat thing, intriguing. And then we watch her have sex with a bunch of gross men. What? Like, no. Okay, let's see. Emma Stone is a baby. Now watch her have sex with everyone. No. Freaking Hollywood. All right. Anyway, for my top 10 worst movies of 2025, I gotta say, I actually like most of these movies, okay? I have a top 10 worst movies that I watched, and I don't like any of those movies. But as far as the ones that just came out in 2025, I like most of them. I think number 5 through 10, I actually liked the movie, but they were just my least favorite that I saw, okay? And I haven't seen that many movies, but I did watch basically every movie that came out in the summer, except for horror movies. I don't like horror movies. Those would probably all be on the top 10 worst. So, number 10, Freakier Friday. Now, like I said, I like these movies still, and I like this one the most out of this list. But I watched Freaky Friday the day before. Not mistake. It's so good. Freaky Friday was a great movie. And then in comparison, this just falls a bit short. But it was good and fun and cute. Some of the jokes made me cringe, and they really went all in on the old people and young people jokes, and I just got a little sick of that. Just constantly calling the older people old so much, and the younger people young with different jokes, but basically the same joke. So I didn't love that. Number 9 is Sketch. Once again, I liked this movie. I did. So I'm not gonna bag on it too much, or much at all, because I liked it. It was a good movie. So was Freakier Friday. But my review, Letterboxd. It was cute and fun. Some inconsistencies throughout, and a decent amount of cheese. Parentheses, kid humor. But not gonna lie, my wife and I did shed a tear. That's right. If a movie can make me cry, it automatically boosts it up in my mind. That is awesome. But the whole rest of the movie, I was like, this isn't great. This isn't a very good movie. And it was some inconsistencies. I don't remember the inconsistencies, not gonna lie. Whatever. It was a kid's movie. It was wholesome and nice. Number 8. I keep putting up my hands like I'm going to do the fingers, and then I'm like, that's stupid, don't do that. So then I just keep, okay. Number 8, Novocaine. I liked this movie, like I liked those other movies, but let's see what I said. I said, this was a ridiculous movie, but kind of fun. It was fun to be in the theater with a bunch of people squirming at all the times he gets injured. Some of the jokes were funny, and overall it was all right. Enjoyable. I remember I watched this as part of a mystery movie night, so everyone in there didn't know what they were getting into, and then it was a whole movie about a guy who doesn't feel pain, and then getting stabbed and smacked and stuff, but it doesn't matter because he doesn't feel pain. But it was still really quite gross and stuff, but it was a lot of fun. It was kind of fun. It was all right. It was whatever. I've seen a lot of ridiculous action movies like this, and I do enjoy them, but they're not my favorite. So I did like it. Number 7. That's what number 7 is what's it called? That's kind of unforgettable. Okay. Number 7, The Last Rodeo. I, once again, liked this movie fine. I was like, and it was just a lot of the dialogue was really bad, actually. I remember that now. It was very unnatural. Like, people do not talk like that. And also, I thought the kid was annoying. And so, okay. Do I spoil that? No, it's fine. It's not a spoiler. The kid is dying, and so his grandpa goes back to the rodeo to earn money for his medical bills, and it made it a little harder for me to sympathize with the young lad because I thought he was annoying as fuss. But anyway, it was a nice message. Number 6, Shadow Force. This was an alright movie. I just thought it was very forgettable. It was just a very basic action movie. I liked there was some parts where the kid loves Lionel Richie. I love Lionel Richie, so I liked those parts, but other than that, I was just oh, alright, yeah. Cool. That it was just pretty forgettable. I mean, I didn't hate it. I didn't dislike it even. I liked it fine, but it was just it was kind of a waste of time. I've seen a lot of movies just like that. So, it was all right. Number 5, Last Breath. This movie was, I think, very interesting, but the movie wasn't. The story was interesting because it was based off a true story about this guy who gets left behind on a submarine voyage and miraculously survives it. Spoiler alert, sorry. And I don't like movies that feel long. This was only 93 minutes, and I remember I was just in the theater like, when's this? It was just drawn out. When was this gonna end? Very cool that this happened. Not so great experience watching the movie. Number 4, Eddington. Now, I think this movie was a really well done film as far as the acting was really phenomenal. I was intrigued the whole time. That's what I look for, right? But I was also just upset the whole time. I was just watching like, oh, like, I hate politics, and it was a lot about politics, and I love a movie that is fun and takes me away from the real world. This did not do that. It just brought up a bunch of politics, and then it didn't really say anything about them. Like, it brought up political issues, but then just didn't take a stance, didn't say anything about them. It was kind of pointless to bring them up or have a whole movie about it without saying anything. Like, okay, what was the message of this movie? At the end, I just didn't know. I was like, okay, I mean, it was interesting, and I remember everyone in that theater, we were watching, and the credits came up, and no one said anything, and everyone just sat silent watching the credits. Like, that had never happened to me in a movie before, but we were just like, which to me seems like that would be a good movie. But the more I thought about it, I'm like, that wasn't a good movie. It was upsetting and for no reason, And so it just makes me upset, and so I don't like it. Number 2 was the live-action remake of Snow White. Ooh, this was this was bad, but honestly, I had a great time watching it. Like, me and my wife went and saw it, and we were having a good time. It was painful, but in a good way. No, in a bad way, but sometimes in a good way, because it was funny how painfully bad it was. Yeah. Gal Gadot, I don't know what happened. She did horrible. And I feel bad saying that because it's mean to say about someone that they did so horrible, but every scene she was in, I was like, this is bad. What in the world? So hated that. Costumes were bad. The dwarves were like, I kind of liked them and I kind of hated them at the same time. I don't even know what to say about them. I'm just like, it's kind of like, oh, do I like that they're CGI or do I not like that they're CGI? I don't know, because there was benefits and cons to both, I'd say. And I kind of liked the music, but also it was like random singing. Like, they would be singing and then they'd be having a normal conversation, and then randomly it would be like, just bursting into song, and it was like, whoa, and it made me giggle every time, and I thought that was funny, but it was not supposed to be, So, and also, I could go on a whole rant about live action Disney remakes. Should I do that right now? This video is already going to be so freaking long. Hey, not longer than the Oscars. We're good. Let's do it. So, live action Disney remakes are in generally bad. I have a generally negative opinion towards them. I can still enjoy the movie a lot of the time, but they're just, Okay, you either, and DreamWorks is doing this now too. So for the live action remake, you either change too much and then you just get a movie that's not the original. And then why did you ruin the original, by changing it? Why did you ruin Mulan, Disney? Why did you do that? No, you had a masterpiece and you just were like, let's make a bad movie and call it Mulan. Like, what are you doing? Okay, anyway. But then, or you don't change anything, and then it's like, well, why did you make this? We could just watch the original. I mean, I know why, it's for money, but it's upsetting to me, and I'm gonna go see it anyway, And they know that, and it just feels like they're manipulating me because they know I'm gonna go see their live action remake for nostalgia reasons, and then I'm just gonna be like, oh well, I could have watched Aladdin at home. I mean, they changed something. I actually kind of liked Aladdin, the live action. I feel like they changed just the right amount, you know. But even still, it wasn't the. The original Aladdin is amazing. Why would you? I don't know. But How to Train Your Dragon was so. It was just the same. Like, I can watch the original live How to Train Your Dragon at home. I have it on something. One of them streaming services has it, I'm sure. So I think I have it on DVD at my parents' house. Maybe I don't know. Anyway, with Snow White and a lot of these, they keep giving the princesses the exact same personality. They have this. They're like, yeah, independent, strong woman. Great, that's awesome. But why is that their whole personality? Why is that all of their entire personality? Like, give them some personality or some differences, please. Okay, hated that. Snow White, bad. All right, now number two. Number two, Legend of Ochi. This movie just felt like a waste of time. That's my least favorite kind of movie. Like, some movies are so bad that it's good or interesting, and some movies are just great. And then there's this movie and others like it that are my least favorite, that are just like, oh, that was all right. It just feels like a waste of time. I thought that it was visually colorful and good and nice. And I liked Willem Dafoe in it when he dressed up as the Roman soldier. But that was it. Everything else, I was like, so I was just like, why? When is this gonna be over? I hope soon, because I don't care about it. So that's all I have to say about that. And finally, number one, worst movie of 2025. And I really feel bad saying this, and looking back, I'm like, wait, this was my worst movie? It's not that bad. I feel like Snow White was worse, but I had a better time watching it, so I still put it as whatever number I put it in, 3. Yeah. This is just another one that was like, oh, it was kind of good. Number one, East of Wall. Now, if I would have known that this was a true story and that all the people in it were the actual people going into it, I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more. And also, if I were more country, I think I would have enjoyed it more. I'm not very country. Look at me. I'm not. So, I was just bored. I was like, all right, yeah, they're riding horses. Okay, they're selling horses. Oh, they're having a hard time selling horses. Oh, now they're doing a little better selling horses. So it was just like, oh, okay. Felt really long. It did. I remember just sitting there like, but at the end I learned that it was the actual people, and I was like, what? That's cool. But other than that, it was just long and boring. Hate to say it. So that was the worst. You know what? This is going to be such a long video already. So we're actually going to make 2 videos. Top 10 worst, top 10 best. So yeah, watch top 10 best next if you haven't. Thank you. Mwah, mwah.